Let me begin by saying that I'm of two minds when it comes to the question of microfascism. I'm unsure whether I believe the personal bleeds into the political in such an unmediated way. I find that fascism is a political doctrine. It feeds off certain emotions and disaffections, but it is not identical to these emotions and disaffections. Sarah Ahmed, for instance, says that fascism is a form of love, and I do agree with this description. But one could also describe present-day fascism as that what happens when labor has no collective voice, and conservative or even neoliberal ideology facilitates the creep of fascist tropes into mainstream discourse. As I record the statement, the AfD is about to enter German parliament, and I think it's interesting to analyze its trajectory, which began with the opposition to the Greek bailout and ended in an openly racist movement. Because to me, the porous border between neoliberalism and the far right hinges on this competitive rather than cooperative description of social interaction, or on this matrix of supremacy and subordination that always bleeds easily into outright racism. So I would say that the AfD call for welfare chauvinism also works in tandem with a more widespread tendency to misrecognize entrepreneurial modes of subjectivity as evidence of freedom and sovereignty. Here, for instance, one could see that millennials are drawn to these new forms of techno-fascism because they are nudged to align their identities with digital platforms, much as their parents did with the American dream or with upward mobility. And this happens because the survival of capitalism hinges on the digital economy, which is now the only fast growing sector. So techno-fascism could be construed as an attempt to project another form of capitalist valorization beyond neoliberalism. And in order to counter its lure, one has to question these effective investments, or to paraphrase Lauren Berlan, one has to question why do we keep living lives that do not work instead of reinventing what it means to have a life.